Tell us about a time when a security initiative failed, not because the technology was wrong, but because people are not fully on board. What did that experience teach you about leadership and about influence?
Okay, interesting question, by the way. And I like this question because during my trainings, my cybersecurity trainings, I usually cite this example when it comes to stakeholder management. All right. So, of course, for confidential reasons, I won't be disclosing the name of the organization, but I'll just sort of out the story, right? A few years back, I maybe 2019 or something, I was implementing information security management system project for an organization in East Africa, right? Uh, in Rwanda. All right. So at the time, something interesting happened. They had just appointed a new CIO, right? And the new CIO came on board. So one of the things that happened was that when you come into a new environment, you want to make impact. Of course, you want your voice to be heard, and of course, value for money being spent. All right. So one of those things. So one of the things that he did like a quick security assessment of the infrastructure in the organization, and one thing that he observed was that across the organization, all the ports of the users, that's their endpoints, their laptops, were not blocked. That everybody could bring in a flash drive, USB stick, and just plug into the system, take out information, take out documents, or bring in maybe vulnerable or corrupt flash drive, put it in there. So he observed that everybody's ports in the organization, or everybody's laptop, the ports were open. So anyone can just plug anything and then remove anything from the organization. There was no control whatsoever. So immediately he called the head of IT infrastructure. He said, block all ports. Imagine this, he was appointed, let's say on Monday, he resumed. Wednesday morning, everybody came to the office and all the ports were blocked. Now, if I ask you, what kind of initiative was that? Was fantastic initiative. That's a very lovely security control. What are you trying to do? You're trying to prevent entry and exit of information, data access. You're trying to restrict the amount of data that goes in or out of the organization, right? For several reasons why that's a good initiative. That's a very good control. Now, the problem was it didn't do proper stakeholder management. Okay? So now, right strategy, right initiative, but wrong approach, wrong methodology. So what happened was that, of course, there was chaos, and you can imagine, he's a chief. He has fellow chiefs. There are some directors, executive directors. That's some over. Imagine that. Okay, the guys down the line they can grumble. Of course, they won't say it to his face, but the guys at this level and those above him, they were not having. They were like, "Who is this guy? He just came in. Who they are like? Excuse my French." And like, how dare you? So it was really, it was kind of like, why can you? Who gave you the permission to block my ports? Blah blah blah. So now the guy was lost. This is a chief. This is how you remember. So it was like, I'm trying to help you guys here. Your ports are exposed. This is the now. You know what we say after the fact. It is now that he has put the control in his place. Now trying to explain to the stakeholders the benefit of what he's trying to do, which is what he should have done before then carrying out, that initiative, rolling out that control. So what am I trying to do? So it was a lot of back and forth. The executives, they were not having it and all of that. So long story short, they agreed to disagree. What they then did was that they gave justification for exclusions. So the directors and some chiefs, and the MD, of course, were given that privilege. And a few people in the marketing team because of what they do, but every other person, they left their ports blocked. What am I trying to say is that more often than not, in cybersecurity, in security, you can have the best of intentions, but stakeholder management is very important. In fact, stakeholder management is even more important than what you're trying to do. When you have the right buying, especially of the decision makers, you have an easier life. You'll be able to roll out your initiatives, your plans, and everybody will buy into it. But if you think because you have the best intentions, you just want to roll out without doing proper stakeholder management, they will sabotage you, they will frustrate your efforts, and at the end of the day, you won't achieve much. So so it's important that strategy, methodology, stakeholder management runs side by side. Thank you very much.